Gonna wait for people to show up. Hi, Production host. Four viewers, huh? Weird. Oh, Loki. I really like Loki. I was playing quite a bit yesterday, and I just kept coming back to Loki. He's just so well done. I also really like Ant-Man. I didn't really test much of the others. I did look at Colossus, Deadpool, of course, Elektra. Elektra's messed up. I don't think this is redeeming her much. Iceman was interesting. Kitty, I really like Lockheed. What they did with Lockheed. Mr. Fantastic's kind of bugged. Alpha, I really like. Scarlet Witch is cool. I really like Rogue. The Power Bank is amazingly cool, but her being able to steal Taskmaster's trait is pretty OP. Taskmaster is pretty cool. So is Storm. X-23 is alright, and Star-Lord is alright. I don't really care about the rest. Spider-Man and Squirrel Girls. I think Squirrel Girl and Spider-Man are interesting. Um, they're pretty much the same-ish. Squirrel Girl did get new stuff. She got Nutcracker, new, Sig, new alt. I like what they did with her summons. She can have, like, permanent summons, or she can put her scrolls away for, who is it? right here. Command your squirrels to stay home, but you're always considered to have 15 squirrels active for powers and traits that require that gain bonuses based on squirrels. So like where is it? Is there actually any trait or talents that do it? I don't know, but there is the traits. Like Savage Swipe, you get 3% damage for each summoned squirrel friend. So there's that. Dive Bomb. Big Quarterly does it too. She's interesting. It'd be interesting to do a melee build for her now. She's still she's got a lot of new mechanics to her. But I think the first character I actually want to go in depth on is Loki, because Loki Loki is very interesting, and I've been excited for him for a while. I even completely re-geared him on live already. Almost every one of Loki's traits um, transforms a power into another one based on what enchantment you have. So he now has an enchantment system to his sword. Certain powers make a Graham become enchanted with a different type, which there's 4 types: Asgard, Jotunheim, Hel, and Muspelheim. They each do different things, so like on Eternal Flame, if you use it, you enchant Graham with Muspelheim magic, triggering a Flame Slash when you hit. So you do extra damage when you hit. Hell, you get 219 health per hit. Jotunheim is increasing crit strike by 25%, which is pretty cool. And then Asgard is attack speed by 25%. Now, he is a durability int hero, so that medallion from the Dark Dimension on live is going to be really good for him. Essence of Jin no longer works for him, so I want to see if Jin is plus 9 as a max or plus 10 actually first. Oh, I have no credit chests or credits. 8, 2, 1. Jesus Christ, why is it a range of 1 to 10? Or 1 to 9. Looks like it's 9. Yeah, it's 9 now. So he automatically gets 25% summon damage. His second trait here is illusions. Some powers cause illusions. You can have 3 max illusions. He's versatile. He gets max health, defense, dodge, and when you hit with a melee power, you get the 8% damage reduction. He has a new ult, which I think it's amazing. I just think that's really cool. You're invuln while you do it. It seemed like a 10-second duration, I think. 5 seconds. I want to max it out. I've seen an ult upgrade pack here. It's fine. Rank 20. That's definitely using the wrong icon there. I've been testing him a bit, so I think I came up with a build, and I think I'm gonna use Jotunheim, but mainly Muspelheim. But let's go through his new skills. Mediocre Illusion, these are all the same from last time, but this tree is completely new. He had a power like this with the same icon, but it is much different than last time. He also had permafrost strikes, or spikes. But what it does now is enchant Gram, which is your sword there. You can see now it's blue. And it does 25% crit chance. Otherworldly Bash, you have to be enchanted to use it. It consumes the current enchantment, and the next enchantment power used within 15 seconds gains 100% damage, which is really cool. So let's use that again. Otherworldly Blast. And then Spirits of the Dead. I love this power. I think this power is amazing. It's basically just a 10 hit damage over time power. What the hell is that? Why is it doing that? There's a flash from the sword that goes like from here to here. Right there, see? So that's Spirits of the Dead. He's got Asgardian Light, which has the tooltip for Cold Snap, but it's basically just it's basically Cold Snap, what it was on live. And he has Eternal Flame, which is a dot. It's really like Judgment from Ghost Rider. Actually, pretty much the same. It's damage over time, twice per second for 10 seconds with my current gear. His traits, he has Summon Ally Damage, plus 25%, Lord of Lies, Summon Duration, plus 25%. He gains 3 maximum illusions, but when you click it, the bar shows 9, but it's actually capped at 6. And Misdirection also creates 1 illusion at your departure location. So Misdirection being your dash. Illusionary Projection, they changed. It used to summon 1 per use, but now it summons 3. So as you can see, there's 9 things there, but it doesn't summon anymore. I'm explaining to somebody why Scarlet Witch is broken. I will get into her after Loki. Yeah, Lord of Lies, you got the basic summon thing. I'll get into the Otherworldly Journey in a second. Spellblade, you get 15% base health, which, again, apply Guarded while you're in combat, which is base health plus 10%, and you get 1% max health a second to all allies, and you could also get an extra 8% damage reduction while your Spellblade is enchanted, so while you have an enchant on, you get an extra 8% damage reduction. Otherworldly Journey. All enchantment powers, like I said, the Permafrost Spikes, Spirits of the Dead, Asgardian Light, and Eternal Flame, they have another effect to them for 12 seconds, based on which one you have. Asgardian gives you 15% Spirit Crust reduction, Jotunheim gives you 20% crit damage, Hell is 1% health regen of your max per second, and Muspelheim is 10% damage. Main reason why I want to use Jotunheim and Muspelheim is because of the damage, but it's completely possible to do a build where you're using all four, or just or three, or two different ones. He's got a lot of build options. Now, each talent gives me a new power. Frost Nova, as Guardian Light transforms into Cold Snap. Cold Snap being the same thing as Live. And it always crits and enchants Gram with Jotunheim magic. So Gram becomes enchanted for 20 seconds. It also provides Gram with 20% damage, and Otherworldly Blast gets 20% damage. The Gram damage, every talent has that, and I believe it's based on how many talents of the same you have. You'll get a 20% for each of them while you have that magic up. So like there's a Jotunheim there, and there's a Jotunheim in this tree, so while I'm enchanted with Jotunheim magic, I'll have 60% damage for Gram. And if I'm using Infernal Binding, while it's Muspelheim magic, I'll only have 20% damage. That is mainly why it's really good to switch between enchantments. You have Meteoric Illusion transforms into Refracting Ruin. Now, Meteoric Illusion is the power that blows up your summons for damage per illusion destroyed. As Guardian, enchant is more of a summoner enchant, so it's perfectly possible to still play summoner with the enchants now. Refracting Ruin does not relocate or cause the destruction of illusions, and you get Asgardian magic, so you get the 20% gram damage, and Otherworldly Blast gets 20% damage. Again, all of those affect those two powers. So without it active, boom, easy, destroy all my illusions. With it active, they don't get destroyed. It's a really good summon thing. Enthrall transforms into Soul Crush, so Enthrall being this power here, Soul Crush does not confuse enemies, but the effect spreads when the target is defeated. Soul Crush being a darkness or hell magic. It doesn't enchant, but it's a extra dot for health. You will notice each enchantment has a different color to them, so Hell is purple, Asgard is yellow, Jotunheim is red, and Jotunheim is blue, and Muspelheim is red. Lay Waste being you do double damage to enemies in the center of the area. It does 50% against weakened enemies and 50% against vulnerable. Lay Waste transforms into Incinerate, so this is a Muspelheim magic. Gram gets 20%, and Otherworldly Blast gets 20%. Incinerate also deals additional damage to burning enemies. Now, it says weak, vulnerable a second time on the tooltip, but it's definitely against burn. So it's basically a fiery lay waste. Permafrost spikes transforms into hard light spikes. Hard light spikes makes enemies more vulnerable to Loki's illusions and its guardian magic. Again, Asgardian magic is very good for summoners. Animation is broken, but it causes 25% vulnerability for Loki's illusions. Staff Blast transforms into Glacial Shard. Glacial Shard has a higher crit chance and rate of fire, but does not pierce enemies. Staff Blast being his range power that does pierce. Staff Blast turns into a Spender there. It also has a 50% crit chance. Illusionary Projection turns into Light Beam, so the power that you summon 3 illusions with, it turns into a range attack, and it summoned Illusion's Fight with ranged Staff Blast. Asgard magic again. Graham gets another 25% attack speed while this is active, I believe. On top of the Asgardian Light one. Just the innate Asgard magic one. So my attack speed on Graham is 3.1 per second, while under the effects of Asgard magic it's 3.9. Okay, that's very misleading. It doesn't actually give another 25%. Unless it's when you use this. So, Refracting Beam is just a range power that grants you your illusions. It's, I think it's really good for summoning your illusions. It does quite a bit of damage. Arcane Binding transfers to Infernal Binding, Arcane Binding being engaged twice per second, immobilized. Infernal Binding does more dot damage and has a reduced immobilized duration. So, fiery chains instead of regular green chains. Eternal Darkness. Eternal Flame transforms into the Eternal Darkness. Eternal Flame is this one. It terrifies and enchants Grom with Hell magic because it is a enchantment power. So it's just a damage over time. I really like the way Hell magic looks. I'd be interested in playing a build with Hell magic. Cold Front. Misdirection turns into Cold Front. It doesn't apply stealth. It also doesn't teleport you anymore. Doesn't say that on tooltip, but I believe that's a bug. It grants a damage absorption effect and deals damage. Quite a bit of damage as well. You get 2% of your max health as a resistance. So it's just 3 uses. You get a little frost armor around you. It does quite a bit of damage. Dark Bolt, Bouncing Bolt. Your basic power that bounces between enemies. It bounces less, turns into Dark Bolt, and deals more damage on the first hit. It also heals Loki. Can't really show it there. I'll go over here to show it off. So, again, bounces between enemies. It only does 4 enemies now instead of normal is 8. Oh, 9. But you get some healing. And last one is Searing Embers, Spears of the Dead. Turns into Searing Embers. Fires 3 projectiles per shot and enchants Graham with multiple hand magic. This being, this power. What's up, Distortion? Loki has a sword now. He's always had a sword. I mean, not in the game, but in the comics he's had a sword for a while. Spears of the Dead, like I said, transforms into Infernal. I think these powers look so good, and I can't wait to play Loki. I might do, instead of... No, I need this. Huh. I can't really... Soul Crush is bugged here. It says Jotunheim magic. It should be Hell magic. But yeah, I really like Graham in this. It's really cool. It's got really nice animation as well. I don't really care for Cold Snap, so I might do this. Get the extra dot. Oh, I can't do that. I don't have enough bar space. So I'd be losing out on either this or my Sig, which I'm not gonna lose out, so... Yeah, it's gonna have to be this way. Even though I'm enchanting myself, or I'm getting this, I'm not going to be using the power, because I don't have bar space for it with my build. What is Wanda? I'm getting some messages about Wanda as I'm playing on Loki, so... Yeah, she's instant speed. Yeah, Loki I really like. I can't wait for him. I already completely re-geared him with artifacts that are redone on here. I did the new medallion. I have a really good one on live. It's 3-3 and the crit damage is like 96%. Um, I put all new uniques on him, so I did his slot 1. Um, the Modoc chair, his slot 3. I'm gonna do his slot 4. I haven't done that one yet. And I switched to a Cerebral remote interface. The ring is the same, insignia is the same, legendary is the same. I have an Infecta on him already. Everything else is pretty much the same. Again, this is his updated ult. I pressed it by accident, so there you go. I really like it. It is cool to me. But this is mainly the build I want to do. I'm missing a power on him. Yeah. So I think he's really cool. It does a decent amount of damage too. Like I'm not even completely geared, and it's really cool. It's really good. Next character. Let's do Scarlet Witch, like I said. Scarlet Witch has a new resource. She's kind of broken. Her resource breaks her power. She's got a new mechanic to her. Chaos and Disruption tags are, I think, the same on live, but she's got new mechanics, which is Chaos Energy. They have an extra effect when you're overloaded, which overloaded means when you get this, her new resource full, your powers will deal extra effects. She is a speed intelligence character, so like the scroll communication device would be best in slot for her. Tome of Oster does 2,000 mental damage, probably over 90% health. I'll explain why she's broken in a second. Like I said, she's got new mechanics to her. I'm not gonna go over all of her powers, but like Chaos Blast has a 5% chance to trigger Dark Hex, Iron Maiden, or Reality Implosion. So while you're using your Chaos Blast, it will deal. It will automatically trigger other effects. Primary resource is Chaos Energy. Chaos Energy generates when you deal Chaos damage, so you have to use powers that are doing Chaos damage to generate it. Once it's been filled, you enter Chaos Overload. Chaos Overload spends Chaos energies to change probability of random effects, ensuring the maximum possible outcome effects occurs. So like, her Sig used to have the 100% proc chance, and the interaction with Legion. It's just built into her powers now. She gets health on hit, she's tough, which is defense deflect. Reality Shred. Chaos Rift has a 5% higher chance to instantly defeat enemies, so it's got 5% now. The talent will make it 10%. Beast from Beyond hit an additional target whenever it deals damage, so it hits, I don't even know how many it hits. Chaos Rift max area is 1, so you could have 2. And Beast from Beyond vulnerability is plus 5%, so it's already got 20%, so it'll be 25% for chaos damage. Gain a 3% chance to cast a Chaotic Hex. When you use any power, Bouncing Hex gains a chance to create one additional Bouncing Hex that deals 50% damage. Chaotic Hex being the power that when you cast it just spawns a random amount. Iron Maiden damage plus 200%, dodge chance plus 5, and crit chance plus 5. Cool. Iron Maiden being the power that does damage to an enemy whenever they try to use a power. Implode Reality. Reality Implosion is 200% damage. Reality Implosion is her, a dot. Not a dot, it's a weaken. The cooldown is 8 seconds. It doesn't normally have a cooldown. It also gains a new Chaos effect, which is 25% chance to reset its cooldown while activated. It's pretty cool. Chaos Blast now deals Chaos damage and can now trigger Chaos Rift and Beast from Beyond. This talent, like I said, she's kind of broken. I'll explain completely why when I get to this. Chaos Warp deals 150% damage, no longer requires Chaos Overload or spends Chaos Energy, prevents all incoming damage, it has a cooldown, and gains a maximum channel time. So you're invulnerable while you do Chaos Warp. Normally you have to be overloaded to use it. But now you don't. And it's just this power. You're invulnerable while you do it. It's got a, what is it? 4.5 second channel time with my current gear. So I guess it's affected by power duration. Ravenous Binding applies rapid healing to all allies. Cooldown is 8 seconds. Obfuscation cooldown is minus 5 seconds. Obfuscation is her bubble. Rapid healing is 20% max health a second. Hexsphere deals non-chaos damage and has a 5% chance to transform enemies into something less dangerous. Non-chaos power plus 15% damage. So that would be a negation build. Or a disruption build. When you deal chaos damage, the cooldown of Hexsphere is reduced by 1 second. Chaos damage plus 20%. Again, chaos damage. Really cool. Hexsphere is got a charge mechanic to it. Has a 4-second cooldown, so minus 1 second there when you deal chaos damage. Power Overwhelming Unmake Reality reduces chaos energy cost by 30% for 10 seconds, which is your SIG. When you use your SIG, you get full chaos energy. Chaos Mastery Unmake Reality modifies effects that have a chance to occur for many of your equip items, increases those chances to 100% for 10 seconds. And Unmake Reality cooldown minus 10 seconds, duration plus 1.5. Now, this is why she's broken. Chaos Blast. It already... Well, with this you do chaos damage, so you're gaining chaos damage. It's also spending while it's using, but when you use your SIG, you get overloaded, and it becomes a 100% chance to trigger any extra effect. So you're gonna have 100% chance to trigger Dark Hex, Iron Maiden, Reality Implosion, Chaos Rift, or Beast from Beyond when you use it. As you can see, it is proccing those. So I went through all my power quick. With the Infinity System, I get an extra 25% reduction and 500 more energy. So I can now be in this form forever. As you can see, my energy is barely going down. This increases her damage by like a ton. Yeah, I'm going to get close to being out of overload, but I use my sig again and it's up. So it's kind of broken. She also has on her teleport 100% chance to instantly refresh its cooldown, so you're able to just keep teleporting. So that needs to be nerfed, because that is broken. 10% chance on hit to regen 1460 health per second for 5 seconds, and you get 1500 max health. Ten percent chance to create a protective ward, dealing mental damage twice per second to nearby enemies, and increasing your deflect chance by 25% for 5 seconds. Just a dot aura when you hit. 10% chance to deal mental damage twice per second for 5 seconds. Damage over time powers are plus 10% damage. The obvious damage choice here, the rest are more defensive than offensive. So, I think she's pretty broken. This would be my build if I was playing her, and this is not fixed. I mean, not the powers on my barb, of course, but that would be my talents. She's, again, pretty broken. Next character. Let's get into Rogue. Rogue's powers didn't really change. She did lose the, I don't know how to completely get rid of powers. She lost the ability to steal with these powers, but when you use Drain Life, you can steal from an enemy, or ally, or team up, or whatever. She got a new power here, which is an Execute. Apparently it's really strong, I've been told. Why can't I use it? That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, there you go. You get really close to use it. Execute. Apparently really strong, like I said. You get health regen. It's got an 8-second cooldown. But what's new with her? Once you steal a power now, you always have it. You can right-click these to access your power bank. I didn't really steal any powers on here, but like Beta Ray Bill gives me Blood of Thunder. I didn't steal it on live or on Test Hunter, so it was on my build before she was updated. So now I always have this power. The power I got rid of was Swooping Flame, so I can put it there now. You're not limited to enemy and ally powers now. You can put anything anywhere. As you can see, this is for Narcones to see for Leah is here. She doesn't have a boss form, so. Then she's got one up here too, which is a trait. So each, I think ally you steal from, I'm not sure if it's... Okay, so it is, it is... What's up, Shinya? How you doing? Traits can come from enemies as well, like this shifting stance comes from Rock Troll, Bullseye, Tombstone. Um, Basically a passive. But what makes her still OP is, let's look at Taskmaster for a second. Taskmaster, he has Jack of all trades trait, which means he gets 3% damage from any attribute. So since I have all these attributes, he's getting 3% damage for everyone there. So I have 105% damage. Now, Rogue. Second tree looks very empty. I think her trees look empty because you have 8 powers here to steal. I don't mind her powers, her tree looking empty because a lot of them you're probably not going to use anyway. What's up, Youngs? How you doing? But yeah, she did gain 1 power, which is an execute. She didn't have that before. So, like I said, she's pretty OP because she completely steals Taskmaster's trait. Archetype, everything. She gets 3% damage per any attribute. Now, this does replace her own trait, which is durability fighting. But she does get the she doesn't get the crit damage either over there. But, like I said, OP as hell because she gets the 3% from any attribute. Free Resilience. She's tough, which is defense deflect. She gets 8% damage reduction, and she gets health on hit. With the Taskmaster trait, it replaces both of these with his own. So he gets defense deflect, pretty much the same. Um, he also gets dodge. So she's gonna be still OP. I don't know how they can balance her with this. How does Black Panther look? I can get into Black Panther now because there's not much else to Rogue. She's still got her Sig, her ult is the same. Um, yeah, it's the same. Everything else is the same about it. She just has new power and the power bank, which is, I think, really cool. Black Panther +1 to all attributes will do nice. Yeah. You say +1 to all attributes will be nice. I say screw +1 to all attributes. Give me a Book of Demonicus and give me +3 to all attributes, which is 18 attributes and 54% damage. I already have one on. I think the math is wrong though, because actually no, I am getting 54%. Damage on air is 126. Without it, it's 90. No, that is wrong. I'm only getting 36% damage. That's completely wrong. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Let's look into Black Panther. Black Panther, he did change a bit. Mainly in the fact that his movement build is no longer viable. I mean, it's viable, it's just you can't use his dash all the time. It's basically ripped for Movement Panther. He's got the same powers, nothing changed. He gets 20% crit damage, and he's fighting speed, which I think fits him perfectly. Max health is plus almost 1100. Nimble, deflect, dodge, and when you hit with a melee power, you get 8% damage reduction. He had a lot of his, like, he had the 3 builds, and they got broken down into traits. So triple throw deals 50% more damage and costs spirit. So triple throw will become a spender. Still tagged as basic though. Predator's Frenzy gains 20% attack speed while attacking leading enemies and minus 25% spirit cost. Enervating Slash deals 25% more damage and costs spirit. Yeah, basically his 3 traits, his 3 specs that he used to have were broken down into talents. When you use Cryo Dagger, you can expand Canonize within 6 seconds with Brute, and you get 10% to range powers. I was actually playing with Range Panther, and I think he's really cool. He was just terrible in live, so I hope he's better here. Enervating Slash's effects stacks up to 5 times. Scything Sweep applies 1 stack of Enervating Slash's effects. Slashing Lunge consumes the effects to deal additional damage. Like I said, it needs to be rebalanced, because you only have 3 charges on the lunge, and it goes a set distance. After Leap gains the Execute and 100% damage and an 8-second cooldown. Unseen Predator automatically activates when you fall below 30% health. That's new. You also get 10% Brute Strike chance, 100% Spirit Cost reduction, and health on hit. While Unseen Predator is active, Cryo Dagger hits the main target an additional time, and Triple Throw throws an additional dagger. You also heal 7,300 HP, which is kind of a lot. Then there's Vibranium Chat Damage plus 150%, gains an 8-second cooldown. Unseen Predator gains 50% damage resistance. Slashing Lunge crit chance 100%, and Vibranium Trap crit chance is 100%. Jungle Snare becomes ranged, damage plus 25%. Lockdown Sweep deals 150% more damage to bleeding enemies, and it gets a 4-second cooldown when it does. Mobile Minefield becomes melee and deals 350% more damage over a 1-second duration. Dora's, I believe this is his Dora spec that he had. Yeah. They gain 100% health, health regen 5% of max health a second, and taunts. You get rid of Eudoras for 5% damage, 10% deflect and dodge, and Doras gain 100% damage. So I think this would be the build I want. Or ranged, at least. I would get rid of that for Doras. I also don't know why I have Fan of Knives on my bar twice. Should be, Jiggle Snare. There it is. He's pretty much the same. Yes, I really like Ant-Man. He has a new power, Tanker Throw. Actually, it's not Tanker Throw, it's Little Car Throw. It's a little car throw, he throws a car, because he has the strength of an ant. Proportional strength of an ant. Durability, intelligence, heroes, how good is Caecilius' unique medallion? It's best in slot. Worth to farm a lot of them? Yes. Right now I've seen durability int on Jean Grey, Loki. I think there was a couple more. Like I said, I'll show you on live in a bit. I'm not gonna go through every character here because that's a lot of characters. I'm probably gonna go through X-23, Storm, Spider-Man, Nova, and Deadpool. But I'll show you what I did with Loki on live. As you can see, he has pretty much the same powers. He's just got this new one, which I think is really cool. He gets damage to unaware targets. He's speed or intelligence. Resources ants, same way as it works on live, and he gets 4% innate dodge chance. He's nimble, which is deflect dodge, and he gets the 8% damage reduction because he's a melee combatant. Hello, Dauntless, how you doing? Oh, you wrote on paper? Yeah, but I'll show you what I did with Loki because I completely regeared him for the changes. Like I did change his uniques, his artifacts. I changed his pet. So Tiny Takedown gains a physical damage twice per second for 4 seconds, 3-second cooldown, and it costs 1,000 ants. Tiny Takedown does not gain a cooldown. The only thing that has the cooldown is the ant portion of it, the dot. But it will be up 100% of the time because duration is 4 seconds, cooldown is 3 seconds, as long as you have ants, of course. Tiny Takedown deals 30% more damage against enemies affected by Red Hots or Drone Strike. I don't know if that was on live. I haven't played Ant-Man in a while, so my memory on him is weird. Tiny Takedown summons 10,000 ants if you have less than 4,000 ants on a 12-second cooldown. Again, anything to summon ants more is pretty good for him. There's definitely some competition on these 3 traits. Is it you or do many of the heroes feel spirit hungry? They do, but there is, the 500 spirit here and 25% spirit cost. Gearing is also things. Bouncing Bullet deals 30% more damage and hits up to 10 enemies. Apply Guarded while you're in combat. Guarded is 10% base health and 1% of max health a second regen. Durant is Emma, Jean Grey, Magneto, Loki, Mr. Fantastic, and Nova. I wouldn't put Nova on that list because I think Nova is bugged. I will show you why. Nova, while his trait is durability intelligence, his gear gives energy and speed. So you can see 1 energy, 1 speed, 3 speed, 2 energy. His signature also gives speed and energy, so I believe he should be speed energy instead of durability int. What's up, Zigzag? What do you think of this batch of heroes? I like a lot of them. I don't really care for most of them. Like Cap, Colossus, Cyclops, Daredevil, Doom. I'm pretty sad about Elektra. I don't care about Hawkeye, Iceman, Iron Man. They're cool. I'm not gonna go through them though. Cause I do want to get some farming in on live because I haven't done that in a couple days. What do you think of Nova and X23? Nova, I really like what they did with his range build. Still checking this Colossal Duster an update. Yes, I am. I don't think it's a disaster. If you think it's a disaster, that's your prerogative. Nova, like I said, I really like what they did with his range build. I'm not really a fan of his movement build anymore. Luke, X23, she's kind of the same, but I think she's got better mechanics to her now. Let's get back to Ant-Man, though. Enemies take 20% more damage from ant powers for 6 seconds when you hit with a non-ant power. So, like, Fistful of Ants, anything that's tagged ant. Wall of Ants gains, a dot. Duration is 6 seconds and it costs 4,000 ants. Red Hot gains a irresistible stun for 1 second on a 4-second cooldown. Drone strike area of effect is plus 50%. And then this, it says explosion physical damage twice per second for 5 seconds. It doesn't say what power, but it is ant decoy. You'll see him explode there. I think. Yeah. Who's your favorite at these bunch? Loki. Loki without a doubt. I went through Loki already, but I'll probably jump back on him again at some point. Fistful of Ants deals 100% more damage if used within 4 seconds of inch high goodbye. Again, they took that off of his regular powers and put that in the talent. Definite Particle gains the following effects: 25% for shrink powers on a 6-second duration. I hate this row because I like all of them. They took the damage off of Definite Particle, they took this off of Fistful of Ants, and Little Tanker Throw is amazing. It's amazing. They also completely nerfed the Definite Particle. It used to be 69% damage for Shrink Powers, not 25. But since Inch High Goodbye is the execute and Fistful of Ants is a huge damaging power, I think I'm going to have to take this one. But like I said, they're all really good. Little Tanker Throw, Little Car Throw turns into Tanker Throw, and it does damage over time. I love this power because it does this. That is amazing. I will definitely be on live just throwing tanks around. Tanker Throw should be turned into a tanker that he throws. What do you hate most about some of the talents is that if there's a row where you don't use the ability it's talking about, and yeah. Um, most of the time, there's this, like, one of them where it's just like a defensive one. But, I mean, if there's not an option for what you're not using, or for something you're using, I think you can put feedback on the forums and they'll take that into account. When you hit with a shrink power, you get 365 health regen, so like tiny takedown just heals you. Ant powers now return 2% of your maximum spirit per 1,000 ants spent. And ant powers have a 10% chance to not spend ants. I love this power because I hate managing my ants, and I don't want to use friends at low places anymore to summon them. But my build is basically the same. Yeah, it's basically the same. It's gonna be like this. I hate that they nerfed Definite Particle. I hate that this doesn't gain the damage, but I don't know if 100% damage to Fistful of Ants will beat a dot. Go for Deadpool. Deadpool, he's pretty much the same, if not better. His range build did get buffs. His melee build, pretty much the same. But pretty much all three builds are the same, like they used to be. He did kind of lose stuff to his awesome, like it used to give base damage, crit damage, brute damage, base health, defense, and all that. Now it only gives base health and base damage. Damage based on 5% of my current awesome, and health based on 10%. So, Infinity System gives me an extra 500 awesome. So, I can get a lot of HP and damage out of that. Especially with the extra 200% base health from God Among Insects. I'm going from 23k to 38k right there. He gets a 3% brute strike chance. He's durability of fighting, fitting. Versatile, defense, dodge. When you're with melee power, you get 8% damage reduction. Powers are all the same. When you're with a boss or mini boss, hack the game into thinking you are one. Damage bonus plus 30%, bonus health plus 10,950, awesome bonus plus 300. Duration is 10 seconds on a 1 minute cooldown. Gain a Smells Like Victory buff whenever you defeat an enemy. It gives you 3 awesome. Maximum stacks is 372,844. Its effect ends if you don't defeat an enemy for 10 seconds. If you're farming in Midtown, I'm pretty sure you can hit 372,844 stacks. I didn't test it out, but I'm pretty sure you could do it. Let's test it out a bit. As I'm walking there. Chimichanga. Health orbs become chimichanga orbs, changing nothing but making them more fun to say. 5% chance to spawn a chimichanga orb, which gives you 300% orb pickup range and 20% healing from all sources. Let's test out, this stacking buff. I am 100% sure I can keep it up and get up to 372,000. I'm not gonna get to 372,000, of course, but I'm at 44,000 HP, by the way, now. And I'm gaining HP as my stacks go up. I get more HP the more my spirit is, or awesome. No, his teleport is a cooldown. See, I'm already, like, it's insane. So I'm actually, with that talent, as long as I'm, like, in a patrol, I would definitely be using that. Because I get more damage and more health. Always nice to have. I wonder if it works in a party. That'd be interesting. I really like this power too, when you hit a boss you get the bonus health. That's not a boss. Yeah, it has a cooldown. 55,000 HP. See, now you can see charge before. So, yeah. Deadpool, Deadpool's amazing. Hulk Hand Arrow gains 100% or 50% damage and the dot for almost 5 seconds. Little Deadpool explodes instantly and gains 300% damage and 71% power duration, or power radius for 4 seconds. Or it has this 4-second cooldown. This is really good for range builds because... hello? Little Deadpool? Okay, it did explode. He is, Bruiser, which is durability fighting. You hate Deadpool? What? What is wrong with you? Slam Jam now creates an explosion on impact. Canadian Devil randomly throws grenades. I don't like the second row because it does almost nothing for melee, but Slam Jam, I guess, getting that explosion does do something for melee because I do use that power. Server lag gains multiplayer mode, so this is what he had on his, SIG, this row. Multiplayer, it'll summon a random, summons 3 of your best buddies from Deadpool core. Server lag spawns power-ups, and server lag does 20% damage. You get your invulnerable for 5 minutes, or 5 seconds, 5 minutes, and you get God mode upon death for 4, cooldown is 4 minutes. He does get mitigation. When you use a melee power, you get 8% damage reduction for 3 seconds. Slam Jam transforms into 10-ton hammer, which gains 150% damage, 100% radius, and has a 4-second cooldown. Bang Boom Pow gains 50% damage, 50% crit, and 50% power radius. Again, amazing. Bang, this is his ranged, or no, this is his area build. Bang Bang transforms into Bang Boom. Bang Boom shoots explosive bullets, dealing area damage. Foot Gouge transforms into Kaboom. Kaboom causes you to explode and gains an 8-second cooldown. Not really going to show those off because they're the same as live. Canadian Devil effect while channeling, you get 10% move speed, 10% dodge, and 10% deflect. Bleed 'em Dry is his melee spec. You get increased damage bonus on Size, Assault, Flesh Wound, Awesome Lunge, Death, and Stabby Flip. It brings the weaken to 20%. Stabby Flip has 20%. Or it brings the weaken to up by 20%. So Stabby Flip has 20%. Awesome Lunge has 20%. Flesh Wound has 20%, and Sigh has 10%. Awesome Lunge of Death, Stabby Flip and Foot Catchers gain a shared bleed. I don't like that it's shared. I hate that. Awesome Lunge of Death and Stabby Flip apply a shared vulnerability. I don't really care about the shared vulnerability part because I really don't like the shared bleed part though. Real Armor Buster always crits. Crit chance bonus of Bang Bang, Not So Minigun, and Shoot All the Bullets plus 100%. This is insane for range builds because your main spender will deal 10% more crit chance. I think that's the same as live. Pretty sure it's the same as live. Then he's also got, if you're using like this, Smells Like Victory, as you're buffing in a patrol, he has Bang Bang, which gets damage equal to 6% of your awesome level. Hulk Hand Arrow gains 8, or Brute Strike based on 1%, and Brute Damage based on 3%. I think that's the only 2 that actually scale with awesome level. Yeah, so you're going to be very strong. But his melee build is pretty much the same. That's not melee. pretty much the same. The only thing that's different about his melee build now is that 10-ton hammer is now explodes. That's pretty much it. I don't even want to look at Electra because she's terrible. Go for Mr. Fantastic. How is not so many gun as a filler right now? Let me test that. On live, it's not so good. Minigun is pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. I think it could be good. It would be interesting to have like a full hybrid build now, where I can do like a range spender with my melee procs. It'd definitely be interesting. Mr. Fantastic is kind of bugged, but I think he's good. There's definitely a lot more to him. He's got a new cooldown synergy bonus. So certain powers when you have another cooldown synergy power on cooldown, like let's see. No. Okay, so Giant Punch, or the second Giant Punch, because there's already Giant Punch, and Super Stomp. So if my Super Stomp is already on cooldown, my Giant Punch, new one, gets 30% more damage. So there's synergy between his powers now. Same thing for the normal Giant Punch. He is Durability Intelligence, he gets 3% Brute Chance, he's a Templar. Archetype is Tough, Defense, Deflect, Damage Reduction 8%, and he gets 4% Dodge. Cooldown Synergy is increased to 45% instead of 30%. When you use a cooldown power, you get a stack of Tactical Analysis, which gives you 5% damage for 6 seconds, and it stacks 5 times. When you use a cooldown power, reduce cooldown of Outwit by 1 second. It also gets a minus 10 second cooldown, so it's 50 seconds. Outwit, of course, instantly refreshes your cooldown powers. Inflate can be used while ball form is active. While ball form is active, inflate damage does 100% more damage. It's got half the regular cooldown it does, and it has a 40% increased area effect. Ball form is not his SIG anymore. I'm gonna go on ball form, but it's kind of broken. I went T-pose for a second. It's not his SIG anymore. You can infinitely be in ball form now. I love this. While it's active, I can activate Inflate now. Again, kind of broken. Animations don't work. I get stuck when I try to use different power. Passive, Elastic Defense, Deflect Chance +5, Dodge Chance +5, Projectile Reflect 8. Apply Inspired to all allies while you're in combat. 10% Spirit Cost Reduction and 4% Spirit Regeneration per second. Hyperstatic Inducer and Gravitation Emitter gain the cooldown synergy bonus, so they normally don't have it. If you put this on, they now have it. Again, I think it's a really cool new mechanic to them. Crit chance for both of those powers are 100%. Hyperstatic Inducer also creates a Tesla microcoil. that it can do so being his dot, so you'll see like a little Tesla coil there. It does additional damage per second for 10 seconds. I'm stuck in ball form still. Cooldown, when you use a cooldown synergy power, reduces cooldown of Micro Nullifier Prototype by 1 second. It also gets 25% damage, Micro Nullifier Prototype being his new signature. It's got Thor's icon, it's got a 100% crit chance, 25-second cooldown. It also says +1 damage per point in God Blast. And it's got the text for anti-force. It instantly defeats non-boss enemies, so it's pretty... Oh, the animation didn't work. It's kind of the same as anti-force. Wait, 15 seconds. Summon Herbie. Herbie applies guarded. He actually does damage now. And he has a particle shield, which is... he does 5 seconds. But his sig is... I think it looks really good on him. Fantastic Grab and Corkscrew Punch gain the cooldown synergy bonus effect. Fantastic Grab, 150% cooldown, 6% safety for Corkscrew Punch. Implosion pulses an additional 2 time. Implosion pulses should not say implosion pulses. It should say gravitation emitter. So normally gravitation emitter is just a... hate when that happens. I use it once and it doesn't do it. So it does that. Now when I use it, it'll do 3 pulses. It doesn't say that it does reduce damage, so it's the same damage, I guess. Twister can be used while Stretchy Spheroid is active, so ball form. Twister being, this power. I think it needs a movement boost, movement speed boost. But it is working, it's just no animation, again, because broken. Giant Punch now triggers Hammer Time. Hammer Time gains following effects, melee power damage plus 15% for 6 seconds. Giant Punch, I don't know which one it is. Because he has 2. Positron Emitter is activated at maximum charges, it delivers a guaranteed brute strike. Positron Emitter max charges plus 15. So, Positron Emitter now has charges. Normally 15. You use all 15 to, deal a certain amount of damage. You gain a charge whenever you use a cooldown power. Charge is automatically gained every 10 seconds as well. It consumes all charges to increase damage by 20% per charge spent. So 15, you get 300% damage. With this active, I think it regens too slow to use. Because you'll have 30 charges. Again, you'll also get them while using cooldown powers, but this kind of makes Positron Emitter not worth using, just because it's too long for me. Stretchy Spheroid, minus 2 second cooldown, max charge is plus 1. While Born Film is active, you get 30% movement speed and 30% damage resistance. I really like this one as well. I really want to play Ball Form build. I think it's really cool. So Ball Form still has the functionality that it used to, in the fact that you can use it as a damage power. But you're also now able to use other powers. I'm gonna go grab food real quick. It's ready, so I'll be over here eating it as I play. Give me 1 second here. Arbuckle 0. Bouncy animations with talents work in his base costume for you? Oh. Huh. I don't know the talent. That is cool. Yeah, it's gotta be fixed on other costumes. And he gets out of ball form, so... Yeah, a lot of characters that have new animations are broken in other costumes. They are working in their base costumes. I don't like his base costume anyway. I really like this costume. Nova. For a chance, 3%. Templar. Wrong. It's just wrong for him. I don't like it at all. He has 2 new powers. Um, this is completely wrong. I believe it's a bug. Because everything he has gives speed and energy. And he's durability intelligence, which makes no sense at all. If anything, he should be durability speed, not intelligence, but he should be energy speed. Yeah, the bouncing ball build is really cool. I really want to do it. He was my first cosmic character. My first cosmic character. I can't wait for him. Yeah, like I said, Nova, that is completely wrong. Secondary resource, Nova Shield, 2% while moving, generated, and damage absorbed 100%. I don't know how much it absorbs because it doesn't say, it just says 100. On live, it also says, like, how much damage will be absorbed. He gets projectile reflex chance 10%, and he's tough, which is defense deflect. What's up, Pizza? How you doing? Hey, Pizza, guess what I'm eating? I'm eating pizza. How is the game doing? There's a lot of stuff to do. Right now there's an event going on where you get a ton of uniques. The game is not awful on Tessens, I don't listen to King. Nova has 2 new powers, Photonic Wave and Mega Punch. Photonic Wave, as you can see, it's a Captain Marvel power. Pretty much the same thing as hers. I think that should be blue in this costume. And Mega Punch, just a punch. They also apply vulnerability for pulsar powers on Photonic Wave and vulnerability for movement powers on Mega Punch. Oh, you'll get used to it. When you detonate a pulsar with a power, gain a stack of radiant energy. Nova Beam gains 10% damage per stack of radiant energy. Channel time is 5.3 seconds. That is wrong. I believe the channel time is not affected by power duration. Spirit cost and cooldown. So normally Nova Beam is just a beam you can hold down to fire. I have other powers on that are making me automatically put pulsers on enemies. I wouldn't pass on a 90% coupon. I think, like I said, if you're passing up on a 90% coupon, I think you're just stupid. So, with that, Nova Beam becomes a cooldown power. As you can see, it only channeled for 4 seconds, not 5.3. When you use a movement power 3 times, you do energy damage in an area for has a 6-second cooldown. Melee powers have a 25% chance to trigger a Nova Pulse on a 2-second cooldown. Nova Pulse being energy damage, health on hit. And if you repeatedly activate it, you get total damage bonus, health on it, and spirit cost plus 20%. It resets after 1 second without use, so you're just getting the Nova Pulse as a hit. Hello, VPR. I mean, if I don't see why you wouldn't um use your 90% coupon if you're not planning on quitting the game. If you're 100% gonna quit the game, then of course don't buy anything. Is the anomalous magneton pulsar bugged? It doesn't stay behind like magneton pulsar does. Yeah, that's not applying a magneton pulsar. Definitely put that on the forums, Donless. Other fun bugs, yeah, you can't use Falling Star at all right now. I did get to use it, um, with something. I forget what I had. I don't know. It's bugged, but I did get to use it at one point. See, Marvel to me is not. I don't play it because I can move insanely fast. I play it because it's Marvel and I like playing the game. I don't like terminal rushing. If you're gonna terminal rush, they might as well just, like I said yesterday, they should just make a map where it is one room and a boss. That's it. I don't care about the movement powers. I think it makes the game better to me. Melee power damage plus 5%, crit chance plus 2% for melee powers. Effect is double when you detonate pulsar with a power. While standing near an active pulsar. While standing near an active pulsar, you get 10% total damage bonus, and you regen 5% of your Nova Shield per second. Health regen is 365 per second. Yeah, I can definitely play around thing too. When you detonate a pulsar with the power, you get 30% of the pulsar's spirit cost back, and you get 2% pulsar power damage that stacks up to 5 times, so 10%. These are interesting. I think I would do this. Anomalous, Unstable Pulsar, Magneton, and Supermassive. When you hit with a non-pulsar power, you get a chance to attach one of each pulsar, whichever one you pick. Unstable has a 20% chance for some reason. Magneton and Supermassive has a 100% chance, and like Dauntless pointed out before, Magneton is not sticking around like a Magneton Pulsar, so that's a bug and should be reported. Besides, many heroes have a way to reduce cooldowns. Yeah, once they take fixed downs for it, it's not going to be a big deal. Plus, Infinity System, you're eventually going to be taking this node. Like, I have 400 points because I bought a bunch of 60 potions. I can max move speed, dash and teleport cooldown, and attack speed. This makes my dash have a 3-second cooldown instead of 4. And there's other characters that have stuff where you can make your dash cooldown lower, like Scarlet Witch. 15% chance to instantly refresh its cooldown. Now, when you're overloaded, it's a 100% chance, so you can use it indefinitely. Just a Nova Shield and Cosmic Crossbones real quick. 100 speed, it's 100 damage. Yeah, I did test that before, and it needs to be fixed. The one thing, King, other games are not Marvel. Other games do not have the Marvel IP. Doesn't matter if another game is the same. This is Marvel. I don't care about other games. I just care about the Marvel name. I like it because it's Marvel. But if you feel that way, then play other games. Nobody's stopping you from playing other games. When you use a pulsar power, fire a second pulsar of the same type at a nearby random location. This is really cool. It's usually like really close to it, like you saw there. They were like pretty much in the same spot. Or they're usually really close. That fired in exactly the right spot. Unstable accumulation. Unstable pulsar gains an 8-second cooldown. Gain 1 charge when you detonate an unstable pulsar with the power. So like, if I detonate it with that, I gain another stack on it. Yeah, the pulsar field and gravimetric acceleration talents are pretty cool. Pulsar proximity control. Nearby pulsars detonate automatically, and it counts as detonating a pulsar with a power. This I actually really like. As you see, they automatically detonate. Dailies taking an hour to do now. Also fun. Who does dailies? Our Surfer changes on TC. Surfer was on the other day. I did a stream yesterday, and I did go over Surfer right at the end. So if you go on my VODs, it's there. It's just right at the end. Actually, the mechanics. Yeah, this makes the game more mechanic. You need to know your mechanics. You need to know when to dash to reposition yourself. You need to dash to dodge now. It's, I think, more. I think it's better for the game. Gravimetric acceleration, reduce the cooldown of gravimetric surge by 1 second when you use a cooldown power. I will test pulsar field and gravimetric acceleration. Wants to fight mobs doing dailies. King. A shared quest is daily, you have to fight mobs. Yeah, if you take pulsar proximity and switch it off, you retain the effect right now. That's a bug, of course, gonna be fixed. I'm gonna test gravimetric and the double pulsar thing with the SIG. I want to see if it does 2 seconds instead of 1. I doubt it though. Yeah, it's still 1 second. I believe it's 1 second. What people do dailies, yeah. Yeah, cube shards are dailies. But it doesn't matter. Cube shards don't do anything anymore. Yeah, there is a Biff bar coming that will make killing mobs worthwhile. You will get more loot for killing mobs. Yeah, if you spam, you get the pulsar cooldown, but I'm gonna test it again in a second here. So that was about 20 seconds without just using one pulsar. That was about 20 seconds just using that one pulsar. Yeah, see, it's around the same. So pulsar proximity only counts as 1. It counts as when you use the power. 1 second is done. It's not when you detonate a pulsar. So you're not using the power twice. You can't find a Test Center Nova feedback post. It might be on the second page. There's 2 pages, and the second page usually only has the second page only has 1 hero on it. He's actually right in the middle. Oh, DPR linked it. It keeps giving you 1 second cooldown. You feel it? Yeah, I had to actually open the page, VPR. Does it keep giving that? If you're talking about Nova Beam, no. Oh god, everybody's only linked the same post now. I had to do the same thing, VPR. I'm in the game too. Any power with a cooldown, yeah. Give me 1 second. There's the cooldown one. Nova Shield is now doubled. Falling Star restores 100% Nova Field. Oh, look, there you go. Falling Star. It works. Photonic Wave and Mega Punch detonate pulsars. When you detonate a pulsar with a power, they get 10% damage. Meh. I don't really care about that. But I am thinking of switching to Range Nova. Most likely gonna be like this. What's up, Fatal Blaze? How you doing? I don't have all the powers in my bar. Whatever. We went through them. Let's go through Storm. I'm talking about Storm in Guild Chat right now. I do have a Storm build that I want to use. My Storm build, I don't even fill the bar. I love this. I don't even use 8 powers, so people that are saying that every character has problems with an 8 button build, you're wrong. I only use, what, 6 powers? The thing about Storm is her Tempest, she is a new secondary resource, it regenerates way too slowly. Lightning Power plus 10%. Oh wait, no. Her trait is Brute Strike Chance. She's a striker, which is speed or energy. This is what Nova should be. This is exactly what Nova should be. Secondary resource Tempest. Tempest rises when striking enemies. Tempest is filled. The power Storm Surge can be activated. Storm Surge being a new cooldown power. Cooldown based on your Tempest. Does a bunch of damage and it activates your Tempests. with the second row of talents. Health regen is 365 tripled when you fall below 35% health for 10 seconds. Nimble, deflect dodge. She doesn't really have new powers. Sudden tornadoes now spawns 2 tornadoes instead of 1 per activation. So you can see, you can't really see 2, but there is 2 there. She did get new powers based on her talents. I will take my build off. Hello? So all of her powers are the same. Lightning power damage plus 10%, lightning storm stuns enemies for 2 seconds, lightning storm being your dot here. Gain a 20% chance when you hit with lightning power to summon a lightning column, which is a dot, for 10 seconds. She has one of the longest duration on her dots in the game. Wind power damage plus 10%, so you can do wind or lightning, or a mix of both. Sudden tornado summons an additional tornado. Gain a 15% chance when you hit with a wind power to summon a Death Devil, which is a dot. Same concept as the lightning one. For wind. 3% chance, 3% extra crit chance, Gale Force Winds and Sudden Tornadoes, reduce attack and move speed by 40% for 4 seconds, Gale Force Winds being her basic channel. Microburst cooldown Microburst gains a 6-second cooldown, it gains 150% area, and freezes enemies in the center of its area for 2 seconds. Wind builds are going to be a viable thing now. I think wind builds are going to be pretty good. The only thing is, her Sig gives lightning powers extra damage. I want to see if I can get that to be based on a talent you choose, so like based on these, or just give lightning and wind powers. Storm Surge also, this is her Tempest that she had, freezing, arcing, and the other one, Heal? Gusting. Typhoon damage plus 30%. It continually pulls enemies into its area for the effect of the entire region. That is really cool. Recently picked up a 90% CDR and 100% range damage Storm Insignia, but your Storm is level 1. Is it for Storm? Because you could use it on other characters, like any X-Men. I really like talents like this that pull enemies into it. It would be pretty cool if it killed non-boss enemies, though. But it doesn't say that it doesn't pull boss enemies in as well, so... Typhoon cooldown minus 5%, minus 5 seconds. It applies Acid Rain, which is another dot for 6 seconds on your Sig. And Tempest generation rate plus 50%, so you get 50% quicker. Storm Surge bonus effects. Anytime you use Storm Surge, you get minus 3 seconds on your Typhoon cooldown. And 20% damage absorption for 10 seconds. So you basically get 20% damage negation. Thundering Maelstrom, plus 30%. While channeling it, you get 30% move speed and 30% damage absorption. Thundering Maelstrom being this power. I think it's got really cool animation. She does have new animations to her powers, like her Sig and her Tornadoes. Thundering Maelstrom transforms into Hurricane Wind, so it's a powerful wind cooldown attack that knocks nearby enemies away. What's the range on that? That's a really big range. Thundering Maelstrom becomes Billion Volt Strike. Billion Volt Strike is a powerful lightning cooldown. Has a large area. Pretty much the same thing. Healing Rain, Health Regen, Obscuring Fog applies Protected and Rapid Healing. Protected being a shield for 10% of your max health. Rapid Healing being 20% of your max health per second regen. Always strike twice, attack and move speed plus 10%. Ball Lightning now returns to you, and Storm Surge applies Quickened, which is 25% attack and move speed. Ball Lightning is a power that just goes until it reaches a certain point. Now, with this, it's kind of broken, because that's not what I want to do. You could do that. It'll come back now. Or at some point, it'll come back. Hello? Okay, it's gotta reach the end of its path, so it can come back. You can pretty much keep this going on forever. And the funny thing is, you can have multiple. It will dissipate if it hits, like, a solid object. I wonder... Oh, go away, go away. Jesus Christ. This is great. Give me more of this, please. Oh, they're all gone. Yeah, that's pretty broken. Needs to be, I think either a charge power or needs to dissipate after a while. While Tempest is full, your Tempest of your chosen Tempest effect of your chosen Tempest talent are active, so you will have your Tempest without using Storm Surge. I really think that, this is probably her best, talent. I can get an extra dot forever as long as my Tempest is full. The only thing is, it is very you'll be very Spirit Star, because, Storm Surge does give you, Spirit Regen. 50%, I believe. Yeah, 50% of your max Spirit. Oh, VPR. That's not even as good as Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is just broken. So with the Time Gem, 25% negative Spirit cost and 500 cost. With this talent, Chaos Blast now deals Chaos damage and triggers Chaos Rift and Beast from Beyond. And this one, Unmake Reality, reduces Chaos Energy cost by 30% for 10 seconds. I have full. It makes Chaos Blast 100% chance to trigger Dark Hex, Iron Maiden, Reality Implosion, Chaos Rift, or Beast from Beyond. And I will never run out of Chaos Energy. And I will always be able to teleport. And when I do get low on energy, my Sig is back up to refill it. I didn't see the turning people into boxes thing yet, so I don't know how broken she really is. X23. X23 is an interesting one to me. Okay, X23. She's interesting. She didn't gain new abilities. She did lose her Whirling Dervish and her Seeing Red, but that is now a buff on Dancing Blade. She also lost her toggles. Dancing Blades, if you activate it 5 times within 8 seconds, you go into Killer Trance, which restores 100% of your Wrath and enhancing your abilities, which means you get 10% bonus damage, 10% crit damage for 10 seconds. Now, I think that is much better than Seeing Red and Whirling Dervish. Damage is not the same, but you can keep that up almost 100% of the time. Archetype is Champion, which is durability speed. I personally think she should be speed fighting, but I can see why she's durability of speed. Wrath doesn't generate, and generates 75 when you hit with the basic. Archetype versatile, defense dodge. She gets damage reduction for being a melee combatant. Adamantium skeleton needs to be changed because she doesn't have an adamantium skeleton. Passive effect, Wrath bonus plus 150, and you restore 50 per second while you're in combat. Pretty cool. Pick on first post. Wow. So that's what they mean by, she turns enemies into something less menacing? I think that's great. They should leave that. Okay, it is staying in the game. That is great. I love that. I really like that. If an enemy is affected by Grievous Wound, you restore 25 Wrath per second, and damage bonus for Grievous Wounds plus 10%. Means she has 3 Grievous Wounds effects. Rending Leap, to a talent. Crimson Sweep, and Bloody Harvest. Passive effect, movement power damage plus 10%. When you use a movement power, you get 40 Wrath. Personally, I would either go for these two, because there's not many movement things that I would be using. Disembowel gains 50% damage, and if you use it within 6 seconds of Rip to Shreds, you reduce its cooldown by 4 seconds if you hit a bleeding enemy. Basically, they took whatever she had on her powers and put them into talents. I do think she is more fluid in her combat, and she does seem better. Powers that apply Grievous Wounds have a 10% chance higher to crit, and their duration is increased by 100%, so instead of lasting 3 seconds, it lasts 6 seconds. Damage bonus of Slash and Hack and Capoeira are increased to 75%. Wrath cost reduced by 25. What that means is damage bonus for each Grievous Wound applied to the target is 10%. With this, it's 25%. So you can have 3 Grievous Wounds, so which means it goes up to 25%. And it doesn't, or 75%. It doesn't go to 75% per stack. And the same for Capybara. It's 25%. When you use a movement power, stacks up to 3 times. Regenerate 100% of your maximum health, which is your revive on a 10-minute cooldown. I don't know why different heroes have different cooldowns on that. Like, I've seen 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Defense multiplier plus 10%. Health regen 73 per second. Covert Assassin gains the following effects: invisibility duration 3 seconds, cooldown 20 seconds, and it applies rapid healing for 3 seconds, rapid healing being the 20% regen per second, I believe. Slippery Target, you gain a 10% dodge chance and 10% rating multiplier for your dodge. They're doubled when you use a movement power. I don't know why anybody would not take this, because 20% dodge chance when you use a movement power is insane. That's just a flat dodge chance. That's a 20% chance to ignore damage. Bloody Harvest becomes a movement power, and its healing effect is doubled, Bloody Harvest being this. You regen 146 health per hit. Double that with this talent. It gains 25% damage, and Rending Leap gains its bleed. Rending Leap and Twirling Lunge have a 25% chance to reset the cooldown of Cyclone Kick and open the jugular. Cyclone Kick cooldown reduced by 4 seconds if you use the movement power in the last 10 seconds. Again, they took that off of Cyclone Kick and put it into a talent. When you hit with Capybara Slash and Hack, gain a stack of Ferocity. Ferocity stacks increase the crit chance of your next Rip to Shreds, Disembowel, Open the Jugular, or Cyclone Kick by 20%, up to 100%, lasts for 6 seconds. So, if you're using Capybara and Slash and Hack as a main spender, your next thing will automatically crit. Disembowel and Rip to Shreds restore 1 charge of Dancing Blades while Killer Trance is active, so only while you have Killer Blades active. Or Killer Blades? Killer Trance. Cyclone Kick and Open the Jugular does the same thing, and then Dancing Blades gains 5 charges and has a -1 second cooldown. So normally cooldown is 5 seconds. This brings it to 10 charges with 4 second cooldown each. I think she's in a really good spot, actually. Is there a way to get Certus power for Rogue without doing Muspelheim? No, there isn't. Yeah, there's no way to get it without that. She pretty much plays the same, if not better, to me. There's not really much I could say about her, to be honest. Spider-Man has webbing as a main resource. I believe Brawl got a new animation. It did. 20% crit damage. He's a fighter, so strength of fighting. Primary resource is webbing, regens at 15 per second, and it does not stop regenerating at any time. Dodge chance 4%, versatile, which is defense dodge, and when you hit with a melee power, you get damage reduction for 3 seconds, 8%. All of his powers are the same. He didn't really gain new ones. They did change Pummel to Web Sling Kick, which is broken in Gwen's costume. Because, right? When you Spider Brawl, encase your hands in hardened webs, adding a weapon cost and increasing the damage and crit chance by 25%. You also get 5% melee damage and health on hit. If you're melee, you're gonna take that. Range power damage, 5%. Weapon cost reduction, 10%. Range power is applied constrict to enemies. Constrict is a dot for 8 seconds. Again, ranged, you're going to take that. Gain 25% dodge rating multiplier for 5 seconds when you use a movement power. Movement power damage plus 10%. If you want to play movement, there you go. He had the 3 talents that he had, or 3 specs, that made him a melee, ranged, or movement hero. They're pretty much broken down. But there is more stuff to them. Stick around in terms of the web yank. Web yank causes enemies to take 50 more damage from web sling kick for 4 seconds. Stick around causes enemies to take 50% more damage from web sling. Web sling being this. Stick around damage plus 150%, cooldown 4 seconds, and weapon cost plus 35%. When you use Spider Slam or Evasive Web Sling, reduce the cooldown of Leaping Assault by 2 seconds, Leaping Assault damage plus 25%. Again, another movement thing. Spider Slam, or there's Leaping Assault and Evasive Web Sling. Arachnid Assault lasts twice as long, hitting twice as many times per activation. Dodge rating multiplier plus 50% for 5 seconds. Basically what he had in his kit. In his melee kit. Web Maul has a max channel time, and its immobilize effect cannot be resisted. 200% damage, 8 second cooldown, 100% immobilize duration. Web Maul is... I don't even know what that is. Okay, so it's his basic web channel. 30,000 damage twice per second, that seems kind of strong. That is, again, plus 200% damage, though, so... Evasive Web Sling deals 500% additional damage if you used Spider Slam within 5 seconds. Spider Slam does 2 from 50. Spider Slam and Evasive Web Sling gains 2 charges. So, powers that work together. Basically, you're going to want to use Spider Slam and then Evasive Web Sling. Just for the extra 500%. Web Wrecking Ball has a max channel time. All incoming projectiles are reflected. You get 200% damage on this and 8 second cooldown. I don't like any talent in this row because nothing is really for melee. I would have to use this Dancing Spider and get more charges on my dash. Again, here's another character where your dash has a less cooldown and more charges. He also has two dashes, so you can link them. The 2 talents for melee Iron Man that you just don't see working together. One is stupid, can you give your opinion? Upgrade cooling system, upgrade jet thrusters. I will in a second once I finish Gwen. She's almost done. Infuriating Humor dodge chance plus 50%. Infuriating Humor is now, what was it, Spider Sense on live? Dodge rating multiplier plus 100% for 5 seconds, so you get more dodge when you use it. Amazing Smash knocks enemies away from you. Amazing Smash duration plus 100%. Amazing Smash being his SIG, it has a dot to it. It doesn't have a duration on it. It does for the Immobilize though, which is 2.5 seconds, 5 seconds with the talent. Amazing Smash no longer deals dot damage, but has 400% more damage. I mean, that's pretty cool. I think I would rather take that over the dot. Yeah, that's Spider-Man. There's not really much different to him. There's a lot of stuff he can do better now, I think. He's got more interactions between his 3 different builds. Iron Man. I'm not gonna go into full detail on Iron Man. You said upgrade cooling system, upgrade jet thrusters. What's that? Coolant blast has cooldown and causes enemies to take 100% from your next jet assist slam or death from above. And the heat, yeah. You need to use coolant blast. The last one, the heat mechanic, I think is very good for him. It definitely makes his melee build way different. And they basically gave him the War Machine treatment. His melee build is much better with this system, though, I believe. I don't know how it would interact, to be honest. It all depends on how fast you generate heat and how, I think you want to be overheated as long as possible. When your health gets low, you want to use, Coolant Blast. By the way, I love the, animation for this. But with the Infinity system, you can get so much health on hit. Health on hit and health regen. So health cost is 1422 per second. I'm regenning 900 a second at the moment. 730 it says. Was that? No. I'm getting 949 per second. Just that you need to use the ability to do extra damage, but you lose your heat to use it. Like, use this ability to do more damage, but if you use it, you lose damage. The thing is, Coolant Blast only makes... I mean, this talent only makes Coolant Blast do more damage. I think, you wouldn't use this talent if you're going for the melee build, though, because, like you said, you have to use it to get, for these powers to get extra damage. I think I would use, I think I would use missiles. I think I would go for a melee, build using the missiles as well, but I do see the problem here. The fact that it has a cooldown and you need to use it to get, for these powers to get 100% damage. But you want to say heat as long as you want. Yeah, only melee powers make heat, but you're... Like, I attacked maybe 10 times and I gained this much heat. You also don't have to use, these only when you use Coolant Blast. You can use them without it, so... You have issues with losing HP when heat, it's only like 20... Yeah, make better safe. Yeah, I could see the talent working, it's just... I don't think you have to get the extra damage. Of course you're gonna be losing out, but... I'm regenerating more than I'm losing right now. Or, yeah, I'm regenerating more than I'm losing, so... I think I think using a different talent, like, I th 181 suit power is a lot, especially for this talent there. Increasing my max damage here. And arc reactor overload gains effects. So to be honest, I wouldn't even use this this power with the melee build. You are melee, so you take much more damage, yeah. Like I said, you're getting the extra health on hit, and you have the other node as well. This one. The extra base health. Which, I don't know, I think, like I said, I wouldn't take that talent with the melee one. Um... I don't like any of these because they reduce your power cost. I would probably use this one because you're using suit power to gain a shield. You're not losing suit power at all. Then you get the melee power here. Death from above gains that. One off cooldown. What's the cooldown? One off every 15 seconds? Yes, please. I think I would go for this build, because you got the dot here, you got micro missiles are always good. You can also put Coolant Blast on the bar instead of the shield. Just for the, like, if you really need to use it. The other thing is, I don't like this talent because it's Jet Assisted Slam or Death from Above, so it's not and. You have to use... You're only getting 100% on one of those powers. So I honestly don't think this this talent is worth taking. Getting 198.2% base damage from that is cool, by the way. You can also do this, get the extra 500. And gain now double that. Yeah, like I said, I don't like that talent at all. What other characters are there? I want to go back to Loki. I want to test more with Loki. I do have a build that I want to use. Again, Jotunheim, Muspelheim. I just think he's so much fun. I would like it if I could use a different enchantment as well, like if I had Spirits of the Dead instead of the fire one, but I think the fire one is much better. What is it, Searing Embers? I'm also completely wasting a talent here because I don't have a Muspelheim one. Let's go through chapter 3 because I didn't get to do that yesterday, and I can do that on Loki. So chapter 3 also got redone. Can I not do chapter 3? I have to do the prologue. No, god damn it. See if there's a character I can do one. Can I do it on Deadpool? No, I gotta do prologue. Come on. I hope he gets more. Yeah. I kind of like the sword. The thing with the sword is the sword is cool. The sword is cool. The only thing is, when he's standing, he holds it like he holds his staff. So if I use that, that's not the one I want to use. If I use that, no, wait, there you go. If I get out of combat, he's gonna hold his staff the same way. I really like that the sword does get enchanted and changes visuals with every type. You got your Jotunheim here, Asgard. I really like the visual on this one. The like sparkles that happens. It's really cool. This one as well, the black and purple is amazing. And then you get fire. The embers that come off are cool. I think he's really well done. I wonder if I gotta do it. I can do it on Doom. I do the rest. There's also this new mission tracker here. You can track achievements. I don't really know how to use it. So you could track event missions, influence missions, legendary quests, shared quests, or achievements. Let's go to my achievements. Are these new? No, they're not new. Item hunting. How do I track? Okay, so I put there's a check mark there. Now if I do achievements, I can track that achievement. Yeah, I think that's actually really so much better. Unlock all 5 bonuses. I also like the colored stuff that they've been doing. That is definitely useful for stuff like this, where I gotta kill all Father Brother 350 times. I don't want to keep looking at my achievement thing. So there you go, it's right in my bar. I do believe the mission tracker constantly tracks your story missions. I don't think you can turn the story missions off. How do I do shared quests? I'm guessing shared and legendary quests and influence missions all automatically show up? Yeah. Influence missions. Okay. I don't have the quest, so it's not tracking it, that's why. Events. Pretty nice. I really like the achievement section, actually. It's gonna be very useful for achievement hunters. Ooh, I've got one that I want to track. Jesus Christ. Junkyard, Allfather Breivik, Hyde, Cosmic Doom, Loki, Bonebreaker, Mr. Tossetti, Red Skull, Cosmic Dupe, and Lady Deathstrike, Mega Sentinel, and Ultron. The last ones I would need. Alright, let's try chapter 3. So with chapter 3, it's been redone. I'm not gonna have the quest though, because I don't have it. I'd have to do chapter 1 and 2, and the prologue. But let's see if I can progress in chapter 3. So, as is an open mission, which is more like it's like the event quests that happen randomly in a patrol or what's it called, the maps, the instances. The map is way more open than chapter 2 and 1 were. This is definitely not like as straightforward. There's a lot more map to explore. But there is still a straight linear path that you should take. This is Grim Reaper's hideout. I'm gonna put my talons back on. I'm not sure if I can progress in the story though, so I might not be able to. This is, of course, not showing the story quests. There are story quests for this. So for this, you have to break the cages or jail cells, the doors, and then you fight Grim Reaper here. Was that a scythe? It didn't. Oh, that's broken. That is a bit broken. Hello? I don't want to fight this Grim Reaper, I want to fight the other one. Screenshot. Love how if you pick Cold Front, you change the teleport to Ice Variant. Yeah, I'm not sure if the not teleporting is a bug or not. It doesn't say it on the tooltip. Here is another open mission. But the ice variant is cool. It's another open mission, so I'm not gonna go sit there and do that. There is a boss fight over here, right here. Waterfront. So for some reason, I get stuck until I click that thing off. A boss fight, pretty much like Rhino in Chapter 2 and Electro in Chapter 1. This is just Gorgon. So just kill Gorgon and leave. There's not really much to that. It would be more interesting if like you had to save people from getting turned to stone or something like that. Then there's the Poison Glade. Poison Glade being the place we used to go to get extra spirit. Oh, bug. So you kill him and then you can progress. I was able to progress because I didn't go through the story mode. Then we got Buccaneer Beach over here, or not Buccaneer Beach, it's something else. I forgot the name of this place. Hidden Cove, there it is at the top over there. There's an open event right here. Open mission. And over here. This, doesn't make sense to me. It's like the biggest door in the game and I can't get through it. I think there should be more to this area, like a minor boss fight or something. There is a treasure room here. Then we have, Lowtown. You got the, safe house here. There is another boss fight here. It's the Princess Bar. I just have to find it. Right here. Here's the Princess Bar, which is another boss fight. That didn't show anything, which is weird. So you save this guy, and Madam Hydra shows up. Pretty simple. Why does Loki have that green glow all the time? I think I'm getting extra speed from something. Oh wow, his Sig makes you and your allies empowered for 5 seconds. Nice. Yeah, I think I'm getting extra speed for something. I don't know what it is. I'll have to see what power is doing it. So over here you'll save Sharon Carter, and then you go to the Hand Tower, where you fight Elektra. Hand tower is pretty much the same. Mob density seems to be around the same. You fight Tsuchigumo. I think he was mandatory to fight in here now. I'm not sure. It might be my Sig that does it. No, Sig gives the red aura, which is, I believe, more damage or empower or something like that. I do like that his staff. Okay, it is mandatory to fight these yellow mobs in here to progress to the next floor. Yeah, I don't know what gave me the green aura, but I haven't gotten it in a while now. I've been getting the red aura. Well, I mean, you got the rooftop here, which is Electrophyte. Well, there it is. I'm blind. And that's pretty much chapter 3. I think it's done well. It doesn't have new assets like chapter 1 or 2, but I mean it's got a couple, but it's not too different. It's more open. You made him Hell Jotun. You haven't gotten the red ore yet. It might be the extra damage from like Otherworldly Blast or something. Hell Jotun is an interesting combination. I like the Jotun Muspelheim, but I was thinking of putting Hell in there somehow, but I don't have enough hotbar space for it. Because I would love to put Soul Crush on instead of this. But I want the crit damage from this, so I need to use Permafrost Strikes. There, spikes. And I want these 3. So I have no extra room for Permafrost unless I take my Sig off, which is not gonna happen. I mean, not Permafrost, Soul Crush. And I have to use Otherworldly Blast because it's just too good. I could do Spirits of the Dead instead of Searing Embers, but I'd be losing out on 20% damage on Gren. Because I'd be mostly in Muspelheim, and I won't be getting the extra damage from Hell. You gave him the Snow Flurry visual. It kind of fits with Hell. Yeah, Hell is more like dots. Dots and healing. Stealing life from people would be my guess. While Frost is more ruining people in place, freezing them. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. Root them and then steal their life. I really like the build I'm doing though. I think it fits well with each other and it's pretty fluid. His Sig does a lot of damage at rank 20 ult. Let's see. There's not really more. There's not any more characters that I want to go through. Yeah, I've gone through pretty much most of them. So I think I'm gonna end it. Well, not end it. I'm going to restart the stream and switch to live server. I'm gonna show what I put on Loki. Um, to get rid of the changes. And when the changes hit, I'm going to Cosmic Loki. I'll probably do it on stream as well. Um, so that's a thing that I'm gonna do. I'm also gonna try to max his ult out. I have it at I think 4 or 3 now. Let me restart the stream, get the VOD, and then I will be up on the live server.